All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a traditional food that just might hold the key to a very, very modern problem. This is all about African breadfruit, an ancient carb with a pretty surprising superpower. It can actually help control blood sugar.
But first, let me ask you something. Think about the last healthy snack you grabbed when you were in a hurry. You know, a cereal bar, maybe some crackers. Were they really as good for you as you thought? It's something we all kind of wonder about, right?
And here's the real issue. So many of those convenient snacks are basically a nutritional trap. They are loaded with calories and fat, but have almost none of the protein and fiber our bodies actually need. And what's the result? You get that massive, unhealthy spike in your blood sugar, and then the inevitable crash. We're all looking for better options, but the market just hasn't really caught up yet.
So, what's the answer then? Well, it might just come from rediscovering something ancient. Let's dive into the amazing story of African breadfruit. So let me introduce you to Trichulia africana, or as it's more commonly and affectionately known, African breadfruit. In Nigeria, it's a beloved staple food called ukwa, and it's deeply woven into the food culture there, especially for the Igbo people. So you see, it's not just food. It's a piece of history, and it's absolutely packed with nutrients.
And what's really incredible is just how versatile ukwa is. Traditionally, you'll see it boiled or maybe roasted with some coconut, or even turned into this rich, delicious porridge. But, and this is the real game changer for modern food science, it can be milled into a super functional flour. And that just opens up a whole world of possibilities for creating healthier foods.
Okay, so that brings us to the science of it all. How exactly does this ancient fruit have so much control over our blood sugar? Let's break it down. So, to really get why breadfruit is so powerful, we first need to talk about the glycemic index, or GI for short. The easiest way to think about it is like a speedometer for sugar. It's just a simple scale from 0 to 100 that tells you how fast the carbs in a food are going to hit your bloodstream as glucose.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the difference. High GI foods, like a lot of those snacks we were just talking about, they give you this huge, fast spike in blood sugar, which, you guessed it, leads to a big crash. But low GI foods, they're totally different. They give you a slow, controlled, steady release of energy, which keeps you feeling balanced and full way longer. So, the million-dollar question is why breadfruit has this low GI magic? Well, it all comes down to two special kinds of starch. First, you've got slowly digestible starch, which, just like the name says, breaks down really gradually. And second, there's resistant starch. Now, this is the really cool part. It actually resists digestion. It travels all the way to your colon, where it becomes food for your good gut bacteria, acting like a really powerful prebiotic. How cool is that? And check this out. The numbers don't lie. In a study where they made snack bars with breadfruit flour, the trend is just crystal clear. As you up the percentage of breadfruit flour, the dietary fiber goes way, way up. And what happens to the glycemic index? It drops, going from medium right down into the low category. So more breadfruit means more fiber and a much healthier, slower energy release. Simple as that.
Okay, so the science in the lab is pretty compelling, right? But how does this all play out in the real world with real people? Well, let's find out. So, researchers set up a clinical study with 10 patients who had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. For 3 days straight, their breakfast, things like cakes and biscuits, was made using breadfruit flour as the main ingredient. The idea was to track exactly what happened to their blood sugar levels in real time. And here are the results. Wow, this graph shows the average blood sugar of the patients right after they ate a breadfruit meal. You can see the starting point, their fasting sugar, is pretty high. But just look what happens over the next couple of hours. There's this significant, steady drop. The meal didn't cause a spike at all. It actually helped bring their levels down. The numbers really tell the story here. The patient's average blood sugar level fell from 20.19 all the way down to 18.75 millimoles per liter. Now, for anyone who's managing diabetes, that is not just a little dip. That's a really meaningful reduction. It just goes to show the real-world potential of breadfruit as a tool for managing blood sugar. But believe it or not, the story doesn't stop with blood sugar. As it turns out, African breadfruit is a total nutritional powerhouse with a whole bunch of other benefits. Let's just run through the highlights. It's packed with omega-3 and 6 fatty acids, which are fantastic for your heart and your brain. It's also an excellent source of potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. On top of that, it's high in vitamin C for healthy skin, it can strengthen your hair, and thanks to all that fiber we talked about, it's amazing for your digestion. It really is the whole package.
So, after all that, where does this leave us? We've seen the problem, we've seen this ancient solution, the science behind it, and the proof that it works. So what does it all mean? I think this quote from the research paper just sums it up perfectly. The snack bars they made with breadfruit weren't just snacks. They were what you'd call functional foods. Their high fiber and low to medium GI make them a powerful tool for anyone looking to manage their weight, or even more importantly, for people battling diabetes. And that brings us to a final, much bigger question. African breadfruit offers this incredible solution that's been part of a traditional diet for centuries. It just makes you wonder, how many other powerful, natural answers to our modern health problems are just hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to rediscover them?